So it's Saturday night, and I'm sitting in front of the TV, and I'm watching the football game between UNC and the University of Pittsburgh. UNC, University of Pittsburgh. And one of their players had put out this video that said basically this. I'm not sure if this is exactly the correct thing. He said, we're going to hit Drake May, who was the quarterback for the UNC Tar Heels. We're going to hit him hard. And if he doesn't get up, that's his problem. Now, I found myself watching this young man that played for the University of Pitt that made that video. I found myself watching him all over the field. And I was just waiting for one of Carolina's players to take him out. I was like, we got to get this guy. We got to get this guy. I don't know if you've ever been in that situation, but Jesus was in that same situation one time. In Matthew chapter 5, he started the greatest sermon that he ever preached, the Sermon on the Mount. And he corrected a lot of the people's thinking that was wrong. And the Pharisees was his main aim. He was aiming after the people of the Jewish church that had taken God's command and made it their own and made it say what they wanted it to say. He says there in Matthew 5:44, he says, you've heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But God's word never said that. They're referencing the Levitical law back in chapter 19, verse 18, where it talks about don't hold a grudge against your neighbor that hurts you or harms you or says things to you or makes a video that says they're going to hurt you. It says that you're supposed to love them as you love yourself. You know, the football game was fun, and it gave me an extra incentive to watch the game and to get into it a little bit, but there's a lot more serious things going on in the world and a lot more ways that I'm being shown from Jesus how I'm supposed to react to certain situations. One of those is very dear to my heart. It's our people in Haiti. The gang violence has taken over, and I've asked you to pray for this in the past. And I'm asking you to continue to pray for our staff and our leaders and our people. They've all been displaced from their homes in the village that we serve and where our ministry campus is. But these gang leaders, I find myself wanting God to pull out some Old Testament, thing that he could just put a plague on them, or he could take them out. Just, some of those stories that we read about the nations that come up against Israel in the Old Testament. But Jesus said there's a way that is better than wanting your enemy taken out. You need to pray that God takes them in. I've got to find a way in my heart to pray for those gang members that have displaced my fellow Haitian leaders and our people and the church and our orphanage and our clinic and our school. And I find myself tending to hate them instead of loving them enough to say, God, change their hearts. So I don't know if that speaks to anyone here today, but if there's someone in your life that you're having a hard time loving, if there's someone who has done you wrong, that has said things that have hurt you and have done things that have hurt you, you need to pray that God would show you how to love them back to Jesus, or love them to Jesus for the very first time. Because there's nothing greater that we can do than to love our enemies and to want things to go well for them because they have given their hearts to Jesus Christ. It's God's will that all would be saved, not just the ones that we love, but the ones that have done wrong and are our enemies. So I hope that you'll find in your heart to apply Matthew 5:44 and learn how to love your enemy, not hate them. Love them as you love yourself. I hope that this is a good message for you today and that it helps you in some area of your life and in some relationship that you're struggling with. Hope you have a good week.